Hello and welcome to this episode of Meet the Goddess. I am so excited to have with us today Val Young, an amazing artist, illustrator who has been channeling dragons and working, co-creating with the help of dragons for many, many years. And I am really, really happy to have you here and welcome you here today, Val. Hello.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here. Yeah, good to meet you too. Yeah.
So I first came across your work about a year ago now. Excuse me, when you were on the first online summit of Louise Matson. It was
Yeah.
Monday into Magical. And I remember really well, you were the first speaker of the very first summit. And straight away, I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, it was just so amazing to hear you talking. And the dragons have been a part of my life. I've always had quite a strong connection. So to actually, that start was just, it won me over straight away.
Good. Yeah, yes, that was a surprise interview as well. Yes, that was a surprise one. Yeah. So
it was amazing because I remember one particular thing you said at the time that has actually changed completely my life, which it's crazy. You get to hear this now. You said that you were keeping yourself in a certain space because you are a holder of a vision. You hold on to the vision for the earth that is coming, the peace, the beauty, the certain vibration that we want to hold on to. And I remember going, this makes so much sense. And it kind of, I joined the dots of a lot of my life with that. So I sort of get this occasion to thank you personally for that.
Good. Thank you. Well, thank you for letting me know.
But we're here today to talk about your amazing art and your projects because they're just worth exploring and discovering. They're just so beautiful. And so I would like you to talk a little bit about the journey, about how and how we can get to the way
to the new project. Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you, and thank you for letting me talk about this, because the Garden of the Heart, which I will say first, is what we're going to talk about. That's a huge project that's just literally been birthed. So you're the very first. It's going public today.
I'm so honored about that.
So it was just, of course, you know, despite what anybody says, nothing comes out of nothing, so there's always a build up to this, even if you don't realize it is at the time, which often happens. It's like many people think I'm in the wrong job, I'm on the wrong path, I'm on this, on that, or the. Actually, I've done so many things in my life, and all of them have helped me to get exactly where I am right now. And you use everything that you have ever done, all the skills, to get to here, which is great. Right, so how did I end up doing Garden of the Heart? Well, like you said about the dragon cards, these are the dragon cards for the people that don't know. These are the dragon cards, and there are 96 of them, right? And they do a whole cycle of becoming aware. Not that I knew this was, at the time you don't know that that's what you're bringing through. But so it doesn't matter where you start. If you're starry, it's in there. If you're earthy, it's in there. If you're very high vibrational, it's fine. If you're just beginning, it's there to support you. So these are all 96 dragon cards that came through 15 years to take them through, because I was busy doing everything else as well. So shall we pull one?
Yes.
Just see what comes up. I pull one every day. I still use them. Okay, can you see this?
Oh yes, I can.
I'll read it. I am the dragon of the sun. We are many, we are one. I am rich molten plasma, forever in motion, forever in flow. Sometimes I move slowly, gathering my strength. until I'm ready to burst out of the surface in long filaments of pure solar energy. I roar through the universe, energizing all I touch. And when Earth sings her song to me, I reply with my honeyed sweet golden rainbow light and nourish her to her core. Feel my heat, receive my flow, fill yourself until you glow. This is pure sustenance for the whole of your being. You are full now of sweetness and light. That's a nice beginning, isn't it?
That is very much a nice beginning. I'm receiving that fully.
Yes, yes. There we are. And the cards also come, you know, that size, little and big, for pockets and for purses, if you like. So the dragon cards took a long time to come through because the dragons were changing my perceptions of everything as the cards were coming through. The cards are a result of me being changed by the dragon energy into being able to see a bigger picture each time, releasing me from my preconceptions all the time. Mm-hmm. So that's why, you know, 15 years ago, that was, the energy was much more treacly than it is now. So it took quite a while. So that's the dragon cards. And a lot of people are finding them really, really useful right now. Yes. You know, they never stop being useful. And even now, I'm just going to shut the door, it's bang. Even now, I have groups of people working with them, you know, for different reasons. And they say, one of the questions was, how do they always mean the right thing at the right moment? And the thing is, the only way I can explain it is that this was, the channelings brought in live, okay? Live words. So however your perception changes, the words are the same, but they bring out the meaning in you in a different way each time. Yes. Yes. So you can reread them, and you know, I still reread them and thinking, oh, I finally got it. I finally got it. You know, after 15 years, I finally got it. So, and prior to that, Mark and I, and hopefully Mark's going to get a lot more books out, but Mark channeled this book when we first got together. It's called Earth Will Be Reborn. Oh, wow. And it's Circles of the One Heart. So we were sitting night after night after night with these circles of the One Heart, and he was channeling them all, and it's all written down. It was a chapter per night. So it was, and from that, I'm still, from that book, the Garden of the Heart actually came from, because I just so the Garden of the Heart my project came about because every year, once a year, we have a gathering, and it's called Sky Lodge, and it's for the grandmothers, grandfathers, the ones that work in the circles on ground, you know, get together, because normally our circles are different, you know, separate. We would get together with Sky Lodge, which is the cosmic grandmothers, grandfathers, and the inner earth. They're cosmic too. So, and once a year we get together and catch up, and then we do these huge journeys, and they kind of tell us what next year is going to be around. You know, our next cycle, rather than a year, call it a cycle. Our next cycle is going to be around. So, and that happened at the very end of April last year, just before the May bank holiday. And on the very last circle, they said, go and create a Garden of the Heart. And I thought, okay. So, but I know about the Garden of the Heart from reading from here. So they'd already prepped me years ago about what the Garden of the Heart is, right? So I thought, okay, that sounds nice, you know. And then I started, when I went home, I had these huge, huge visions of galactic gardens, and they were amazing, but how on earth was I going to do that? So, you know, I thought it was impossible, and then I thought nothing's impossible. So, okay, just how do we do this? Because if you think it's impossible, you're going to dismiss it, aren't you? So you sort of, okay. So how? And what I had to do was have all these wonderful dreams at night and sort of really feel the energies and then let go of them, okay? Just let go of them. And they begin to seep into your system. They begin to go into, and then gradually it began to emerge how it would be possible to do this and more than galactic gardens. How do you include everything? Okay.
Yes.
So that's when this is the painting of the Garden of the Heart. Can you see it?
I can see it. Yes.
That's the Garden of the Heart, and I'll just take the cover off of this, and there is the Garden of the Heart.
Yes.
Okay. So the Garden of the Heart, I suddenly was given this space in which to hold clearly all this, how to do it. So how to do it was to lay down sacred geometry. So that happened in the 8. You know, there are 8. They start here with a center, 8 sections going out, 8 buds and everything else like that. And we gradually built it up because I'm never working alone. So it was lay that down, then realize there were all different gardens within the whole garden, which is what happens anyway in any garden, you know, in any earth. So, and then I didn't think I was doing this with the dragons. I thought, oh, a garden, you know, like, oh, all innocent, a garden, right? But of course, as soon as the mandala was put down on the ground, these guardians came in on holding different colors, different frequencies, and they were dragons. And of course they're dragons. Who else? Yeah, I sound like an idiot, don't I? But of course they were. So it was wonderful then. I thought, oh, they're in without, you know, they're just part of it. They're not the main thing of it, you know. So, yes, so we then built up, and with all these paintings started to come through last year, this time last year, I was painting and painting and painting these, like this one. I don't know, see? That, yeah, that's the, what is it? The Towers of Mithra, right? That's the central sun, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know that at the time I'm painting it. I don't know. When I'm bringing it through, I'm just painting it. And then I have to sit in front of it, you know, once it's dry, I come back to it and I say, okay, show me what it is. What have I done here? What am I meant to be showing here? What is it? And suddenly it's the Towers of Mithra, you know, the central sun. These towers sing songs through the universe to bring the dragons home, back to the central sun before they go off on their other missions, just like that card we read this morning, the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, here we are. They're on their journeys, and this is their like homing beacon. So and then they go off on their different missions, but I didn't know that at the time. So this is what kept happening with all the portals. So the portals were building up and building up as I was thinking of the layout of the book, of everything like that, and it was all coming in. So I'm trying to say that what you have to learn to do is trust that you have a higher self who has an overview and does know what it's doing. And you just have to, you know, if it feels good, do it. These always feel good to do, you know. And then afterwards, I get really excited. I think, that's what it is. Great. So it's about being like that, of the trust coming in, which, you know, may take years to come, but you have to work on it. You have to allow it. You have to allow it and allow it and allow it until you know, okay, that's fine. So that's that. And then suddenly it was sort of, oh my goodness, I've got all these paintings that are portals that allow people to go from going into the garden to out anywhere. Can be on this earth, can be in this earth, can be out in the galaxy. It can be for some very, very fine healing to occur. You can go there for peace. You can go there for inspiration. You can, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, yeah. So, but what else shall I say about it? So, yes, let's get back. Okay.
Keep going.
Right. So this is, I don't know who this will appeal for, but the hardest thing in any project like this is actually making it 3D, manifest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is why, you know, it's great that you let me come in and talk, because it's finally her. But if I try and explain that, let's have a look. Okay, so you have 8 gardens. Okay, we'll pull a thing. You have 8 gardens, all of different colours, all of different frequencies. Yeah. So can you see that? If I take the cover off, yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So yes. So what I found out after this is when your intuition really flows. Okay. Because you don't know till after. You are trusting and you go, and then you think, wow, afterwards. You think, wow. The mind's out of it, okay? The mind enjoys it after. So here are they're opposite each other, the gardens. So the magenta and purple are gardens for self-care and self-healing.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Which is wonderful to have. And each has 8 portals that you can go through. So there's all different kinds of things, and you never know what you can go through the same portal infinite times and you'll find something different each time. Okay? It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, but these are really important because they're self-care, right? So that was nice. And the 2 yellowy ones, one's golden yellow and one's a bright yellow. These 2 are for your growing awareness, your growing knowledge. You know, you're growing the whole time, and it should be delightful. You know, it should be, wow, look at that. I'm connecting to that. And this, you know, reassuring. It should feel really great. Yeah. So these are for your expanding awareness in any way that you need it. Because, yeah, I'll come to that in a minute. Then these, the yellow, the blue, the light blue and the green are for enjoying everyday magic. Every day, okay? The mundane to magical again.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's so important. And it's important now more than ever that we really treasure those moments, okay? And we've got to start doing that because we're in limited space now. So these are going to be more important than less important. So these are for really appreciating the magic that we are in now, okay? And then the other 2 are for really deep dreaming with Gaia, with the heart of the earth, okay? And this is where these gardens are very earthy, okay?
Yeah.
It's because you've got to be really grounded. When you go in there, you're going to be starting doing global work. You're going to be starting doing global healing and things like that. It would also be for you, you know, but they are deliberately very earthy gardens so that you go out and come back home. This is your home, you know? So you go out, you're no use if you just float off and disappear or become very like this. It's no good. It's no good to anyone. So you have to go off, do what you have to, come back. You should feel great. You know, you should feel wonderful that you've actually done that and you're coming back and you feel refreshed and stronger, you know. So those are how the gardens worked out. But I didn't know till after that they'd align themselves like that, you know, which is wonderful, isn't it? You know, so,
yes.
Yeah. So now I've done books. We've managed to do books, and they're really good quality books. But because of the situation we're in now, we're going to do PDFs out to everybody because the postage is slowing down. It's going to slow down even more. It's going to be impossible. But everybody can, and it worked in PDF, didn't it?
Perfect.
Did it? Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
But in the, I don't know, are we running? In the book, I say roll the dice. Well, can you see? These are the dice, see?
Yeah.
Yes. And of course, I can't send them out on a PDF. But what I did is my high-tech solution of a dice. You've got little children, don't you?
I do, yeah.
One for colour, one for numbers.
Yes.
So you actually just go in, choose, we'll do one of these. Okay, that's purple. 7. Purple 7. So it's like the rolling the dice. Should we look up what purple 7 is?
Yes.
It's exciting, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Here we are. Purple 7 is this. Can you see?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
it's the guardian.
The guardian, yes.
It is the guardian of the purple garden. So here we have a dragon who holds all the energies of the garden, and you can sit and talk to them. I did the other day. I went in and I got them, and you go in and you can ask them questions. You can sit with them, or they can take you on a journey, or they can also kind of show you what you need to know. Sometimes things are kind of veiled for you until someone says, yeah, but, and you suddenly go, oh, of course, you know, yeah, like that. So, so that's the guardian. So go in and have a journey, or you can do all sorts of things. I did the other day, and she gave me the most beautiful healing. It was so, because the purple garden has got divine mother energy in it. That is what is pervading through the whole garden with the roses and everything. And she gave me the most beautiful healing, so gentle and so loving and so held, you know. And then she did something to my head up here. It was just beautiful. So yeah, so that's where we're going. We'll have another one in a minute. How are we doing for time? Okay.
We're okay. Yeah, we have plenty of time. Yes.
Thanks. Because I wanted to tell you that because this is just landed in 3D as such.
Yes.
Yesterday, here we are. Sorry, I'm trying to find a portal for you. Where are we? Here we are. Right. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
I can do this, but there it is. Yeah. Okay. So yesterday, what I did is, my kitchen is always, well, Mark and I, but the kitchen is the studio, the writing and everything else, and the front room is for holding circles, you know, if I want to do a big circle. So yesterday I wanted to hold a big circle because I wanted to actually ground this whole project.
Mm-hmm.
And so I set up the circle, and I set it up with like you'll see in the book, I set up the arrows and everything else.
Yes.
I set it up, and I just waited for quite a while, because I invoked all the beings that are involved in this book, and I had no idea how many there were, and there are still more. There are so many, and the more you find out, the more you do it, you sort of think, wow, they're all there, because the dragons hold the portals open for you to go through, but you're going through to somewhere else, and you're meeting other beings somewhere else, and it really develops your imagination. It's great, So I invited them all to this one heart circle, because I wanted to say thank you to everyone, including Mark, including myself, everybody that was involved. And it was amazing. And so I set it all up, and then I drew a dragon card, because I always do. So this one came up.
Oh, gorgeous. Yes, I can, yeah.
Right, can I read it? Because it's relevant.
Go ahead, yeah.
So I just pull this one. I say, I am Chikara, the heart flow of the new earth. I flow through the awakened hearts of all of those who are within the one heart, the heart of all. Let my heart flow carry you to the new form, to infuse them with love, both ancient and divine, so that our highest heart songs ring through her emerging form. Feel your heart expand and sense her joy in the new creations of living light and love. Okay, so I pull that card.
Wow.
Then I threw the dice. This gets really exciting. And then this is where we had to go. And it's Guardians of Earth's Inner Light.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we were to do was to go down into the heart of Gaia. And that's the golden dragon took us in this sphere, all of us, and there were lots, and we just gently went down through the earth in this golden sphere. And we went down into the center, and it all opened up, and we met Gaia. And Gaia just so gently took it, and she was so gentle, and it was so precious to her. She very gently took it, and then she put it into the heart of the earth. And we were all like this, watching her, because we were offering, actually, what we were offering was ourselves.
Yes.
As the whole project, we were offering ourselves to her. And she took it as the most precious gift. It was wonderful. And she put it in the heart of Gaia. And then she gave each of us a gift, a blessing, a gift. And we were all sort of like, all really quiet. And it was wonderful. And then the golden dragon took the bubble up, and we reached the top back into like our room as such, and sort of like it was still in the bubble, and everybody cheered, like, way, we've done it. It was like party time. It was everybody, and also nobody, the other thing that was funny was that a lot of other beings didn't know that everybody else was involved. None of us knew how many were involved. So it was wonderful. But that was only yesterday. So I thought I had to share, because every time I roll the dice, because it was, I said this at the back of the book, it was very different from creating this. I'm co-creating all of this, but, laying it all out and pulling it together and everything else, it's very different from that. And then suddenly it occurred to me, when it was together, I better roll the dice, hadn't I? I better see if I can do this the other way. And as a participant, if you like. So, and every time I've done them, rolled the dice. I've got the most perfect thing for me at that moment in time. So sometimes I'm going on a big journey. Sometimes I'm having a very light, brightening, healing, very quick. And other times it's sort of like, I need to know, I go and talk. You can go and talk to beings there, and they are amazing. The wisdom there that you can ask for is, well, it's like you can just ask. It's a whole universe there. I can't explain. It's amazing. Sort of. So this is all co-created, and it's taken months and months and months to digitalize it, but it's here, and we can actually offer it on PDF now, but not, it's not going to be possible to do the post and that, and people can still put their names down, for a
paper eventually.
yeah, but it will be homemade. Don't expect that. It is really high quality images though, really high quality. Great. Yeah. So
I was so blessed to receive that yesterday, your PDF, and I was chatting with my Mark. I have a Mark as well.
Okay. Oh yeah, my Mark's Irish too.
Oh, is it right?
He's Dublin, yeah.
So I was saying to Mark, oh, I've received the book, and look, I'm gonna need time to look through it. It's 95 pages, and he was like, oh my God, like, how are you gonna look through the whole thing? I was like, look, I'm just gonna sit down and have a bit of a look, because I want to be prepared for tomorrow. And as I started, I actually, it's like I went into a place where time didn't matter, because I was able to read the entire thing, and it was a journey in itself to actually read the entire thing.
Yeah.
And when I got to the end, it's like I thought I was there hours, and I was only there. It's like I was only there half an hour, and it's like, this is not possible. How is that working? It was amazing. But then I've had a little bit of trouble sleeping the last few nights, and I believe it's because, despite the practice and everything, there is a certain collective shaky energy that kind of, I'm quite empath. I can feel it, and it kind of comes through at night. So
I know, yeah.
Last night, the garden that got me the most as I read through the entire thing, the one that called me, was the magenta one.
Yeah.
And so I just, and the first portal of it, it's just so beautiful. So I just said, okay, I was actually already in bed, so I didn't have the book in front, but I remembered that portal, and I said, okay, I'm just gonna go with this. And I met this white being, which was not a defined shape, but I knew it was just this white being, and it brought me into this place that was white everywhere, and there were white feathers everywhere, like it was the softest place. It was like being on a cloud, and I actually could just rest on these white feathers. Beautiful. And I then it lasted very little. It was a very short sort of a journey, but when I came back, I slept like a baby. I actually really slept so well. So
yeah, beautiful. And thank you for trying it out too. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Because in the book I do explain, or PDF, but I do explain, like, all you have to do, when I say intend to go into the garden, you have to connect you just have to drop into your heart, okay? You're going to still yourself down, because you've got 5 minutes and you just want to calm down, and you want to go into the garden of your heart, which is vast, right? So all you have to do is just calm down, go into your heart space. Then what I do is I just look at the garden, the actual garden here, the front image, and I just say, I wish to enter the garden. That's all I have to say. I wish to enter the garden. And then I roll the dice, So we've got light blue 8, which is just to go in. And then I look up the light blue garden, and 8 is always sorry, 8 is the garden itself, which is nice. So it's probably easier on a PDF actually finding it all. Okay, so the 8th one is always to enter the light blue garden itself.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So you enter this garden, and beings who live there, a being or a couple, will come and greet you and take you, or it will show you around, or here is a dome. No, that's not a dome. That's a waterfall that you can go and sit by, or you can go in and have a lovely crystalline shower in there, or go for a paddle, or you can just walk. This is springtime, so you can walk through the meadows, get all that lovely fresh air, or you can go. There's a little roundhouse. There's a little roundhouse which is quite obscure, but it is there. If you look, it's up there. And now, if you go in there, you are going to meet somebody wise, somebody who you can talk to, that kind of thing. So you can just wander up and enjoy, but you will always get exactly what you need. It's wonderful. Or you might get one of the flower beings, or you might get the buzzard that's up there come to greet you, take you for a flight. I don't know what's going to happen to you because I don't know what's going to happen to me. But it just opens up this, this is a beautiful spring day. And if you've been stuck in all day, it's lovely. You literally go out into this landscape of springtime, of blossom, of sunshine, of flowers. And you can just enjoy it. So it's a nice way of not feeling restricted anymore either.
Yes, that's one thing that was coming up for me right now. It's there's a lot of information out there, a lot, and a lot of the time it's quite dogmatic. Even if you want, you're told exactly what to do, and it has to be done at a certain time in a certain way. And I've seen with working with people in my circles, and that can be very confusing for people, because they think they need to be so prepared. They need to have studied the subject so much, before they can take a journey, before they can allow themselves to discover what's out there, use their imagination. A lot of people actually believe that if they're using their imagination, that's wrong, because that's just fake, and it's not the true thing.
I know, because people say, the comments often on, if I put up a painting, what an imagination, as if, thank you, I go. Yeah, but where does my imagination come from?
Exactly.
Where does my imagination come from? And you have to feed that imagination so it can flow, so that you can start getting things back. It's far more exciting actually than being cut off and sort of like just believing certain things. You open up, and you'll soon, you get to, you just get to go in the flow of things. And the more you free yourself up, the easier it is to flow. That's why children can do it so easily. And that's what they mean about being childlike. Go into your imagination. You can dream a whole new world from this imagination. You're sending out those vibrations. You're sending out those thoughts. You're sending out that energy. Oh, this is what we would like. We know what we've got. And actually, how fast is that changing?
Yes, it is.
So we know the possibilities as well. Okay, we've got a taste of the possibilities of what it could be like. And the thing is, if people can just not be in the fear, if they can just rise up, and they will. As soon as you start, have the intention to go into the garden, to go into your heart, to go into your imagination. The intention there. You don't know what's going to come out. you know. And the gardens like the magenta and the purple are there for the self-healing. They're there, if you like, for the weeding as well, you know. So any hurts, anything that's holding you back, anything that's still compressing you a bit, you know, you'll get help with. You get help with to open up, to let go of that far more easily. And, you know, all the energies that are there, like the dragon energies, they can do things so lightly, so fast. You know, you don't have to have years and years of therapy. It just can happen if you allow it.
Yes.
You have to allow it to flow through, allow it to come out. You've got, you know, we really are one heart. You know, everybody. That's where we connect, in the one heart. And we can do this. And people just have to try and, it doesn't mean that you don't know what's going on. It doesn't mean that you don't know what you can or can't do, you know, with the virus or anything else. You know all that, but then you have to live, and you have to expand, and you have to grow too.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to that amazing, that's exactly what you said a year ago.
How is it?
It was like, you know what goes on around you.
Yes.
Because I have been told many times, but you can't live in a bubble. And it's like, I don't live in a bubble. I actually know, I'm very aware of what's going on around.
Yeah.
But I choose to hold on to a vision that it's in my heart. It is actually, it's in that space.
Yeah.
It's so sacred.
Yeah, that's it. It's in your heart. And also it means that you actually accept what's going on. I accept. I'm not going to try and change it, actually, because I'm trying to change in, here, out. Okay?
Yes.
So I am not, some people are very political and they are very warrior-like. That's their path, okay?
Yeah.
That's fine. And maybe if I was younger or whatever, but that's their path. That's fine. They will find what they need to do. But for some of us, we truly accept exactly what's going on. We don't have to like it. We don't have to dislike it. This is what is going on. But this is also what is going on. This is what's going on. And this is what we're trying to radiate out and include, you know. And they can only include if they can actually come through that energy, you know. And if they can't come through that energy, they're still going to say, you're living in a bubble. You're living in a bubble. But actually, I'm not. You know, you're invited in, but you have to raise up, you know, your energy.
Yes.
And then you can come into the party.
Yeah, I found that this period, this last couple of weeks, but like I'm Italian originally, so my family, it's in Italy. So for me, it started, they're all safe, they're all happy, but it started even a little bit earlier than when it started here. So because obviously I was in contact, and I realized how the importance of the boundaries right now are really important. The way you can hold yourself in that space, in that heart, in that garden, and just set those so loving boundaries. That it's not a negative thing. It's the really loving boundaries, but it's like accepting what you would like to invite in, and then accepting what is like, no, this is staying out of this garden for now until it comes up a bit.
But also because the other thing that happens is that you are aware of your own space. All right. Now, these boundaries, you've set a boundary. What that means is that you can actually listen to somebody else. You can actually listen lovingly. You don't have to agree with them. You're not pulled in. You don't have any of the solutions. You don't have to do that. But what you can do is listen properly. And when they've said it, they often feel a lot better.
Yes.
Because they need to say it. But actually, you haven't done anything but listen.
Yes.
But you've listened from your space. You've just quietly listened from your space. You are in no danger.
Yes.
Because you're in your boundaries. But you have helped that person that needed, so stressed, needed to tell you, somebody, anybody, this, that, and the other. And you've released that valve for them.
Yes.
So you've done a good job. You've done a good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so, it's just, everything is so wonderful about this project. And like, yes, I absolutely see how the importance that this project that you're after bringing through, and it's like I would love everyone to have that.
Yeah, well, they can go on the website and click, and we've done it by donation, so they're sort of increments of donation, because we know the situation now, and they can just go on the website and they can click, and we can send it. And later on, when things have calmed down, if people do want, it is beautifully done because Mark's done it. They can have the book, but not for now.
Mm-hmm.
They put their name down, but not for now. But it was wonderful just getting it out as a PDF, and also I saw it on the screen. I thought I'd be disappointed. And woo, all the colours, woo, yes.
Yeah, it's like the portals are like they get you in. There's a dimension to them, even on the screen. It sucks you in a good way.
Really, a little bit of gardening we all do. And I suppose I've never done this Facebook Live, but when I don't know whether next week maybe, but I was going to do a weekly gardening, a week. For those that haven't got the book or whatever, we go through a portal per week, of just seeing where we're going to go into the garden and do a little bit of heart gardening. That's what I thought, keep it light.
Yes.
And also people that haven't got access to it, or someone that might actually like more of a joint effort. I don't know, gardeners together type thing, gardeners question time. Couldn't it? Yeah, but I might, no, I've got to do that really, because I said to myself I would, but that's passing my boundaries, being comfortable. So, meet once a week for, gardening in the one heart thing. Yeah,
that sounds truly amazing as an idea. And you've already mentioned how it's not impossible. Everything is possible. So
yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah. Just how. Yeah. And sometimes, the thing is that it's never direct with me. It's never a direct route. It's always like this, and that's fine because it's far more interesting. You don't think so at the time, but looking back, it's actually far more interesting.
Yeah, I get that, definitely.
Yeah, you meet far more people anyway along the way.
That I am going to have all the details in the description. So for people that have listened to this and people that want to order the PDF, I'm going to have the website and your Facebook page and everything. So it's going to be all in there.
Thank you.
And it's like this conversation has been truly amazing for me as well. Like just if I have to send it to anybody else, just oh my God, because it's an interesting time. Everything is happening so fast. There's big shifts, and there's big shifts like on cellular level, there's big shift on planet level, and there's big shift everywhere happening really fast right now. And it can be a little bit shaky, and it can be a little bit confusing. And personally, I'm at the point where I am questioning quite a bit. So to actually hear this immense trust that you have in the process, that for me was the big take from this entire conversation, that immense trust in the process, despite not really knowing the meaning yet, what's coming through, but just trust in the process, having faith in all those beings that are helping and co-creating with you in the process. That for me has been the biggest message
Thank you.
from
Yeah.
today. So thank you ever so much for that. And if there's anything else that you would like to add that you feel like you want to talk about in the next few minutes before we close up?
No, just have a look at the website. The website has got, you know, the book, the cards, all the greeting cards, all the paintings. You know, if you want to check me out, like, is she for real? Go onto the website. You'll see this mountain of work that's come out. Yes, yeah.
Yes,
And,
because we've spoken about the book, but not to forget the dragon cards, because they're amazing as well. And
and all the greeting
really
cards. Yeah, and the dragon, lots of dragons came up to be, you know, seen after the dragon cards finished. So there are lots of new dragons as well to do that. But I would like to say thank you to you for letting me talk about this and being such a, it's been lovely to talk to you and just bring it out. Thank you for doing that. It's been great.
You are very, very welcome.
Thank you.
So at this point, thanks everyone for watching, for listening to this amazing conversation. I hope you are gonna enjoy it and take as much as I've taken from it, and absolutely go check the Garden of the Heart, because I truly advise it from experience at this point. And I'm gonna go into that garden daily from now on, because that's the place to be. So thanks everybody, and thank you, Val, for being.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. Join our growing international sisterhood at Free to Be a Goddess on Facebook. Join a tribe of women free to be their beautiful, wild and sacred selves, safe and supported. Find the link in the description.